Oh boy, I see a lot of stoop kids in the chat. That's a lot of stoop kids. Oh gosh, they're here. Oh no. Well, hopefully, listen. Warning you, or rather, not warning you. I'm telling you, Coqui's here of her own volition. Yes, she may have had to speak with her parole officer. Yes, we may have collectively threatened said parole officer to get her here tonight, but this is of her own volition. I have not kidnapped the leader of the stoop kids, so yeah, don't hurt me, please. Okay, we cool? Okay, cool, I think we're cool. Well, anyways, if it wasn't obvious, please welcome my guest for this evening, Coqui.
Hello. Yeah, sometimes, they do get out of line. Sometimes you just gotta, wag a stick at them, and they'll fall out of line really quick.
Okay, yeah.
Hello.
Hello, Coqui. Welcome on in. I'm so happy to have you here tonight.
Oh, I'm really excited to be here. I'm honored to be asked, so thank you.
Oh, no, the honor's all mine. Well, I'm assuming, judging from what I'm seeing in the chat so far, that the vast majority of people here are already familiar with you, but for anyone who might not be, if you could introduce yourself.
Oh, yes, I am Coqui. I am a delinquent VTuber. I'm also part frog. I like to stream miscellaneous stuff. Not a lot of games, I'll be honest. A little bit of games, not a lot of games. Just whatever I feel like I want to do for the week. That's usually what we stream. And I am in a girl gang with Rummy, who is the boss of the Southside Skinks, and I'm the sub boss. And everyone better fall onto line and not challenge us or anything. So.
Yes, indeed. That Rummy actually live right now, celebrating her 3K celebration. When we all end, we're probably going to be headed over there. Gonna give her a shout out as well. That goes all the way in. That actually in her name, Rummy the boss. Yes, indeed. But yeah, so you're actually I suppose if we count retroactively, you're the third member of the Southside that I've had on. Because obviously I had Meat a while back, who I already saw in the chat. Hello again, Meat. So happy to see you there.
Hi, Meat.
And going a bit farther back would have been Koopa Fortuna.
Yeah, that was before Koopa joined the Southside. So yeah. I would be the third one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Southside is a very fun, very eclectic group of VTubers. It's so much fun seeing you all. For those of you who were here for the pre-show, we had the Way of the Coqui playing, and I'm kind of curious that a lot of the lyrics of this particular remix were talking about you kicking Crimbo's ass. And Crimbo, for those who aren't familiar, well, he's not the leader of the Southside because that's you and Rummy. So I suppose in the hierarchy, if we could get where exactly does Crimbo lie? Because he is the boss, but he's not the boss.
Yeah, so the Southside is like, it's a big city. There's a lot of gangs. There's a lot of gang activity. Rummy and I just kind of control right now, we're standing outside of the sewer at Toys R Us, the abandoned Toys R Us. That's where we hang out. That's where the Southside Skinks lair is. He runs the Nini Re arcade, and that's his territory. So sometimes we have turf wars, but he's a rival gang, and there's a lot of gangs all over the city. So, but me and Rummy are rising to the top, and I think one day we will take over the Southside.
Ooh, very exciting. Yeah, just stay tuned, folks. You never know what can happen in these turf wars. VTuber turf wars are messy business. But yes, so that you didn't want to go to which type of jail was it?
Jenko prison.
Jenko prison.
What
Can
happened?
you please explain? Because I've been in a fair number of your streams, Coqui, but I don't know what Jenko prison is. I'm not sure if, was this a one-time thing and I'm just missing a reference? Or is there a running joke that I'm just somehow not in on yet?
It's a one-time thing that became a joke because in my streams we get really sidetracked a lot, and I mean a lot. And so I was like, oh, we should go on the Jenko website. We were just looking at Jenkos, and there was some pretty sweet stuff there. Dude, they had Jenkos that are goldfish jalapeno brand flavored, but not flavored. But they're branding, so it's like the goldfish crackers.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I hope that we don't have flavored jeans. That seems, I've heard of edible clothing before. I don't know if, the texture of denim does not strike me as one that is particularly appetizing.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. I watched a guy make macaronis out of jeans before. He's a very interesting cook. He does a lot of weird stuff. But Yeah, it was a we went on the Jenko website and we are just like, poking around, seeing what we found, and then there was a orange shirt that said Jenko Correctional Facility, and I lost my shit. I just laughed so hard.
Okay,
I was
yep.
like, why
That's
is this
Jenko
a
Prison.
thing? Yeah, I was like, why is this
It's
a
right
thing?
there.
Because, like, I mean, did you know Jenkos are still being made and created, like, in this current day and age?
Not really. I'm just
Yeah.
also not a big fashion buff, so I guess me not knowing that doesn't necessarily say much, though.
No, well, I mean, when was the last time you thought about Jenkos, though, too? Because Jenkos
It's
are,
fair.
like, a
Hey,
thing of the past.
at this
so.
point, you should reach out and be like, hey, I should be a brand ambassador. I've got, your
I
brand name,
should,
one of my
actually.
songs.
Yeah.
Hashtag sponsor Coqui.
Yeah, it's like free promotion. We go through your website sometimes on stream. So, but yeah, that's where that came from because it was a Jenko Correctional Facility shirt, and I laughed because it was so stupid, and I just loved it, and I actually put it on Throne, and one of the stupid kids in the loft gifted it to me, so I do have the Correctional Facility
Yay!
Jenko prison shirt.
Well, if you all want to visit the Jenko Correctional Facility gift shop, I'm guessing that one's probably somewhere in the north side. No, wait, north side's a different brand, isn't that?
Yeah, well, God, there's even worse. But okay, you think the south side's dangerous? Well, north side's even worse.
But yes, you mentioned that you do a lot of miscellaneous streams. You have some of the, frankly, most creative and original streams I've seen that you do. Like you said, a lot of talking, a lot of going on tangents, getting diverted, but at the same time, that's very much, that's you and your community in a nutshell, and folks have a good time, but you don't usually do simple, just chatting streams. That you will have a theme or a scenario, and it's not quite role play. It, like, perhaps to an amount, but for example, Rummy was out of town on vacation a couple months ago, and you went insane, very literally. That this was in, like a torture chamber-esque type of background. You debuted this new thing where you had this sort of, like the rabies dog muzzle thing where it was covering your teeth and a little more psychotic than usual. But then it was a couple weeks before or after for Valentine's Day that you did this very pink, cutesy, ooh stream, which, you say a pink, cutesy, ooh stream for a VTuber, oh, that's not uncommon, but for you, that's uncommon. And the thing that was happening in chat was everyone was so concerned and slightly disturbed.
Yeah, I guess I like to give things twists, I guess. I like to think of it in like a more of a fresh way. I'm like, oh yeah, I could do just chatting, or I could do just chatting about the capuchin monkey. There's a whole world of things out there. And I guess it's like fun to hyper focus on something. And yeah, the text to speech thing was where it was the torture stream. I got a text to speech bot and I was really excited to use it. And I was like, oh, I can't wait to show them what they get to play with now. And I was like, oh, I should probably come up with like a fun way to break them into using it. And I just thought and I was like, you know what? I think I have an idea. And that's how that whole stream came about. And then yeah, like the uwu stream, I figured that would be a good way to do a stream like that, but it wasn't until last minute that I decided to get weird with it because I was just gonna do an uwu stream, and then I was like, how can I make this like something else? How can I twist it to something else? And I just sometimes the cogs work in a pretty good way, so. But it's about layering stuff, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So do you take time and sort of like brainstorm, oh, I want to think of 3 things for my next streams, or is it just an idea will pop in your head and it's like, oh, I guess I'm going to use that next week or something, or do you write them down? Do you have a system for it?
It's literally something pops in my head. I'm like, oh, that's a stream. And I write it down and then I wing it most of the time.
Mhm.
If I have to prepare assets, that's the only time that there's like really prep involved.
Yeah, yeah.
But a lot of the time I'm just like, I even do it during a stream where I'm like, I just had an idea for a stream, and I'll be like, hang on, and I'll write it down. Like I interrupt myself constantly because I'm like, that's a good idea for a stream because it'll just like enter my head. But there's not a lot. Like I said, the only stuff I prep really is if I need assets for it. But other than that, there's not there's not really a script or anything. It's just kind of like, all right, I know what I'm gonna do. I know what I'm doing today.
Now, if you write all these down, does this mean that you have a running backlog, or do you usually write them down and end up using them pretty quickly?
It's a little of both. I have okay, so I have one piece of computer paper on my desk right now that has like 60 ideas.
Oh
And then I have a
my.
notebook over here too that has some of the ones that are going to be like longer term ones where I'm just like, okay, this isn't going to be like a right away thing.
Yeah,
Um
these are
and
projects, and then the other list is this is a more immediate thing.
yeah, this is so the immediate one. I'm like, oh, what do I feel like doing this week from the immediate list? And it's like, oh yeah, okay, this one would go good here. This one's an easier night. I'll do this one. So the immediate stuff is kind of goes on this like computer paper that is like, God, if my the sewer cat or one of the frogs ate this, it would be devastational to me. I'm so resilient to like using computer stuff to like type this stuff out that I literally just write it down on this like piece of computer paper on my desk and that's it.
Well,
It's
hey,
kind
at
of
least you
chaotic.
have a system. Doesn't matter
Yeah,
if it's analog or digital, you have a system.
yeah. Mhm.
Are there any particular ideas that you're looking forward to that you are willing to share? Or do you want to keep those a bit
Oh
close to
yeah,
the chest?
I have a bajillion, but there's one that I teased before I got really busy last, well, 2 months ago it was. I got really busy for 2 months, and I couldn't really work on assets or anything. So I was like, I have to wait to do this one. But I'm gonna be doing an antique roadshow
Oh
with chat,
my
and yeah,
gosh.
Neat's gonna be joining me for that one too. And we're gonna appraise people's items that they have around their house, and they're gonna show us. It could
Mm,
be, it could be a chicken nugget from their plate, and we'll appraise it and tell them about it. Or it could be the most old item in their house, and it's actually an antique, and we'll tell you where it came from and why they used this back in the day. So
that
we're
sounds
doing,
so fun.
yeah. So that'll probably wind up being actually probably not next week because that's a really busy week because of the charity event I have coming up, but maybe the week after or the week after. It's just some of the bigger events like that that take like a lot of prep or just like. I do want to also watch a lot of antique roadshows so I can like talk like them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. You have to do your research for these things.
Exactly. So that's one of the ideas that's coming up soon. So
Mm, By the way, thank you, Rackham Frackham Nurgle428, Sir Jeffrey Bangles, and Jiffy Goat for the follows.
hello everybody, welcome.
Yeah, oh my goodness, that actually sounds really fun. And with Meat, I'm sure that you're gonna be able to get the good, working off each other dynamic that for anyone who for some reason isn't already familiar with Meat, she has actually been on this very show in the past, and two of you are very, very, very good friends. I remember that when she got partner, I was watching one of your streams, and it sort of felt like a burst through the door type thing that she just appeared in chat and was like, Coqui, I got partner. And it was a very fun moment. I was glad to be there for that.
Yeah, she broke the news in my chat before telling Twitter or like Discord or anything. Cause it tells you on Twitch. It like to her defense, it tells you in the little inbox on Twitch.
Hmm.
That's where you get the notification.
Yeah.
So I think she just clicked the little like note up there and it's just like congratulations. And she was just like, ah! I was so happy. Dude, I was like in tears when
Oh
that
yeah.
happened.
It, it
I was so happy for her.
it was a fun time.
Mhm.
Breaking news on a Koki stream doesn't happen every day, and for it to be
Yeah.
something so fun and positive is a very special
Yeah.
moment.
It was because like we were talking about it behind the scenes because well she kept it on the DL but I was one of the people who knew obviously, and so we've been hyped about it behind the scenes and it must have been especially hard for her because like I know when I was going through the partner thing I was like don't think about it, you know what I mean, just
Mhm.
like put the application in, don't think about it, and that's how that went. And so when she got it I was like it's like it felt like I got it again, you know what I mean, because it was just like so cool to see somebody you care about so deeply get it. You're just so happy for them. So I was, of course, so happy for her.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And tomorrow, for another one of your very fun, crazy streams, you are doing a double feature viewing of Super Mario on Ice
Mhm.
and Pokemon Live.
Yes.
And I have never seen Super Mario on Ice. I actually didn't know it existed. I'm not surprised to hear it existed because
Yes.
that sounds like the type of thing that would happen in the late 90s, early 2000s. I am familiar with Pokemon Live, that for those who aren't familiar, it was a short lived, moderately successful stage musical adaptation of Pokemon. It used a lot of songs from Pikachu's Jukebox, for those who remember it. Had a handful of original songs, and it was exactly as campy as you would expect a stage musical adaptation of Pokemon in the year 2000 to be. And I, young, must have been 8-9-year-old Jay at that point in time, did indeed go to see Pokemon live, and I loved it. And going back and rewatching, because I've actually rewatched in the past year or so, I realized just how patient my mother was to bring me and my best friend there, because it's not good. But I think it's the type of thing that if you're a Pokemon fan, you're gonna appreciate the campiness. That it absolutely does do the wraparound of so bad it's good again.
I cannot wait. I have not seen it. So the reason for coming up with the stream was one of the stupid kids, Lamingo, had shown me the Mario on Ice, and I was like, this is incredible. And I was like, I'm not gonna watch this in full right now, because I like to save a lot of stuff to watch with chat so that they can get my raw reaction and we can enjoy it together. And so I was like, I'm gonna do a stream around it. And so I was like, what can I pair this with? Because it's not a very long show. It's like kind of like a recap thing, but it's the Mario one is like starring like Alyssa Milano and like Jason Bateman when they were like kids. They're like narrators of it or something. I'm
Oh
not
my
really sure.
gosh.
Yeah, so it's like a real treasure.
Well,
And
do you know the cast of Pokemon Live? Because there's actually some very successful people in that show.
I didn't know that. No, I haven't even like looked into it. I literally was like, what can I pair this with? And I was like, like back in the day there was Pokemon, I thought it was Ice Capades or something. And so I couldn't find it. And I was like, let me see if like anybody remembers this at all. Because I remembered the commercial and I wanted to go so bad and my mom never took it. And then I eventually found out it wasn't an ice show. It was Pokemon Live. It was like a musical. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, someone on the internet has to have this preserved somewhere. And I was right.
Yeah, that actually the main video that you can find on YouTube is apparently the stage manager from back in the day,
Wow.
and that there had supposedly been plans for a home video release that never happened. But this guy, since he was working on the production, that he had this footage, and that it's been uploaded, and it's the type of thing that I can't quite tell if the Pokemon Company just wants to pretend it didn't exist, because it's been up there, it's still up there, and there's been no copyright strikes against it or anything as far as I can tell. So who knows, but it's there and definitely worth a watch. But I think it's gonna be even better to watch with friends in that way.
Yeah.
So
That's why I like to save like a lot of stuff for chat too, because like last week, I went on this like little rabbit hole where I was watching a bunch of videos on like the Fiji mermaid, and I was like, why am I doing this by myself? I should just wait to do this with chat, because I just you hit those like YouTube like little like loops, and you're just like,
yeah, you find
too hard.
yourself, the algorithm says, hey, you should watch this thing, and you're like, you know what, algorithm, you're right, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
And then it just keeps giving you ones because it says, oh, you like this, then you must like this, and you're like, one more.
Yeah,
One more.
exactly. And so I that's usually what I do is I find myself enjoying something too much, and I'm like, whoa there, Coqui. Let's save this for the chat. And so I make playlists of stuff where I'm like, this will be really funny to like watch with them or show them or talk about with them. And a lot of the time, like I don't expect them to like know about like, because it's a lot of random stuff. It's definitely random stuff. So that's why I'm just gonna save it for chat so we can experience it and talk
Yeah.
together about it. And so that's how that came about. And yeah,
The two big names in that show, the actor for Giovanni, Darren Dunstan, a year after Pokemon Live, would be cast as Maximilian Pegasus in Yu-Gi-Oh!
Wow, that's
and-
incredible.
He uses the same voice. It's just the same voice. And my guess is that this role probably is what got him hired, and that they were like, we like that voice you did for Giovanni, use that here in this other 4Kids thing where you were going to be playing the main villain. So
That's incredible.
that's the 4Kids one, but the other big one is a man named Andrew Reynolds plays James. And Andrew Reynolds would go on to do a good number of voice roles for 4Kids. He was Mako Tsunami in Yu-Gi-Oh! He had probably like half a dozen to a dozen various things. But Andrew Reynolds would then go on to Broadway. Andrew Reynolds is the Tony-nominated actor who originated the role of Elder Price, the lead in Book of Mormon.
Damn! Now that's a wild connection. That is crazy.
And he has said in interviews that Pokemon Live was the low point in his career. he mentioned, it was like, I was backstage one time, we were playing in an arena, and I was just like, what am I doing with my life? And I feel a bit bad, but hey, things worked out quite all right for him, I think.
Yeah, no, that's just the part. It's a stepping, the stepping stone in the journey. So that's cool as hell. No, he should be proud of that. That's a low point. I love it. I cannot wait to see this. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And like, I saw like pictures of like the costumes, and some of the costumes are decent, and then
Some are good, some are bad, and also you also have to realize, all right, this is 2000. That theater and costume design has come a very long way since then. It also doesn't help that they're trying to base it off of anime, which doesn't always have the most practical actual costume design. So
I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be good. Yeah. I also found the making of too, so that'll be really interesting to go back and watch too. It's like a 20-minute little behind the scenes after thing of Pokemon Live. So we'll see what we can get from there. I hope we see actors like just upset and sweating and just being like, yeah, just interview me really quick, just like trying to get through it.
Yeah. Now I do know that you are a Pokemon fan in general, as am I. A tough question, but I have to ask it anyway. Do you have a favorite Pokemon?
Yes. Well, I mean, everyone has like 20 favorite Pokemon, but like the number one ultimate favorite bestest is Snubbull. Snubbull is my favorite.
I can see that in a lot of ways of just, it combines sort of the angry and the cute, and it's sorry, I said the C word. I'm so sorry. Well, in my defense, I was just referring to Snubbull.
Okay, fair enough.
Referring to Snubbull.
That was just a weird comparison to make.
Certainly no parallel. Couldn't be. But yeah, that's fun. My personal favorite is Metagross. I've just always liked it to, it's a supercomputer tank, and that's really cool. And I love Steel and Psychic as a type combination was always a really fun one. Yeah, I don't know. It's just always appealed to me. I really like that one.
Yeah, there's like a saying that there's like a Pokemon for everybody, but I don't think that applies to Nosepass. I think that is the one Pokemon where nobody likes him best.
I can definitely say I've never met someone who has answered that question with, "Oh, I love Nosepass."
Yeah, but there's always like at least one person who likes at least one Pokemon the best, and I like that.
I feel like I've heard at least one person say Probopass, but never Nosepass.
Yeah. I've never heard of a Nosepass. Like, that is my number one. I've never heard that in my life. I don't think the human tongue is capable of saying that.
Well, Icos SSB in the chat says Matt Watson from Super Mega is a Nosepass fan. Okay, well, there we go. There is indeed one. You just need to find him.
Look at that. I never even see. There's always one. Wow.
Do you have any favorite entries in the series, whether it be mainline or spinoff?
As far, you mean like this the games itself?
For Pokemon, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I really liked I mean, first gen is like my favorite, of course, because it's classically. Oh, that's what got everybody into it in the first place. But the thing that got me really back into it was the fourth generation, which is, I think, was Black and White.
Diamond Pearl.
Oh yeah, Diamond Pearl. Yeah, because that was with Pachirisu and stuff. And Diamond and Pearl is the one that really it made me feel like I was experiencing Pokemon for the first time again. And so I have a fondness for Diamond and Pearl because I was just like, I took a little bit of a break for it for third gen, and I was just kind of falling out of it. And then fourth gen came out, I was like, I fucking love Pokemon. Like, I was really back into it again.
Yeah, and for me, my first was Yellow. I got that for my 7th birthday. Played the heck out of that, played the heck out of Silver. Ruby Sapphire came out, and I didn't get them. And it wasn't that I was like, oh, I'm too old for Pokemon. It just, I think it was that I didn't have a Game Boy Advance when it first came out. And by the time I did get a Game Boy Advance, it was a while afterwards. But then I picked up Emerald and fell right back into it. It was like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, and then you get sucked back in, and then it doesn't let you go. And that's where I'm at still.
Yeah, and there was no going back after the second fall into the rabbit hole. And
Exactly. The second one is what trapped me. I'm
mhm,
down that hole real hard. I'm not.
yeah.
Yeah, not
And Gen
climbing out.
4 was the first one on the DS, so I can see how that it makes things feel new in a way, and you see there was such a
Yeah.
huge leap between 3 and 4, and well, for each of the first 4 generations, I feel like there was the biggest shifts on a wide scale that they've done a really good job about iterating generation over generation, but, Gen 2 has, uh, they have, Pokemon breeding, they have time of day, Gen 3
Yeah.
had abilities, Gen 4 had the physical special split.
hmm hmm
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
There's like a lot of like new elements that they wrapped into it, and was that also the Poffin making too, or was that the next gen? I forget.
uh,
I got really addicted to the whatever game that did
I
that, where it was like
I
making
cannot
Poffin treats.
remember. I've never really been into the contest stuff, and that was really the contest
hmm
thing, so it would have been 3 or 4. I'm pretty sure you're right. I just
hmm
can't quite recall
Yeah,
myself.
for some reason I think it might have been 4 because I remember there was like a lot of merch too around that time. Like the
Mm,
Baneri came with like the Pekka berries and stuff, and yeah. Oh yeah, okay. Also had the Wi-Fi
yeah,
trading and
that's
the
right, the
yes, KRX,
GTS,
yes. That
Global
was also
Trade
like a big draw
Station.
for it. Yeah. hmm
Oh, yeah.
Poffins was Gen 4. Okay, yeah. So yeah, okay, thank you, Icos. Yeah, so Poffins was Gen 4. That's
Mm,
that's also what like really sucked me in. Like I was just like they put like a lot of like little small elements that like really fleshed it out more that I was like, yes, this is fantastic. So
mm. One of the other types of games I know you really enjoy are rhythm action games, and that's a very specific genre because it's not just rhythm games, but it's rhythm action games.
mhm. Yeah, I really enjoy the especially PlayStation 1 has a lot of really great like rhythm games, like rhythm action games. I really like Bust a Groove. Bust a Move is like my favorite all-time game ever, probably. There it's Bust in the States it's Bust a Groove, so you'll hear me call it both. But Bust a Move 1, Bust a Move 2, and Bust a Move Dance Summit 2001. It's so good. It's like my favorite series. I love the art style, I love the music, I love the gameplay. Everything about it is like a perfect game. I also really like Parappa and Lammy series. I really, really,
Mm,
really like that. Again, the art style's so cool. Everything about it's amazing.
I feel like
Um,
Parappa would be a member of the Stoop Kids.
oh, absolutely, dude. Parappa, if you're out there and you want to join, by all means, please hit us up. Yeah. Just Guitar Man was PlayStation 2. That was like shortly after. That was really good too. Pop and music. I love pop and music. Oh my god, there's so many good games. There's so many good rhythm games.
Yeah, I've always been middling at rhythm games that I well, I guess I can still call myself a musician. That I played trombone from like seventh
Hmm.
grade all the way through college. I haven't played much since graduation, but give me a trombone, some sheet music that I'll be able to pick it up again pretty quickly. So I've always been good with you know the basic rhythm of rhythm action games. I have never gotten invested to the point where I can do full combos on expert. That I usually cap out around it, like I can do easy, normal, hard, and then that jump from like hard to expert I've never really been able to get, but I always love watching folks who are just otherworldly at those types of games.
Yeah. Oh gosh, when you find somebody who's really good at like, especially like I used to play a lot in there was an arcade in Chinatown in New York City. They had like pop music and like all the what B manias and stuff. Like they had like a lot of really crazy stuff. And when you see somebody who's like just like an expert at it, you're just like
Yeah, you
floored.
can tell that they are feeling the music,
Yeah.
and folks who are good at DDR, that they actually get their whole body into it, and that they are actually dancing. It's not just all right,
Mhm.
stomp on pads. That you can really tell that they have actually
Mhm.
practiced and honed it. And to be fair, that's what dancing is. That whether it be ballroom dancing, tango, or what have you, that it is just memorization of the steps and being able to get yourself into the music. And it's really cool to see people who are able to actually reach that level in a game like that.
Yeah, it's hypnotizing to watch their like body flow. Just like there's an art to it. It's crazy.
Mhm.
I've never been that good at any of them, but I enjoy them.
Mm. And then I suppose now that you mentioned going to arcades, this might actually explain one of the other types of games that you really like, which is crane games. That I know you play a fair bit of Toribab, and I suppose there is a difference between what I I'll call, Western crane games that we have in the US, and I've seen other places where it's just, the normal claw, but then there's Japanese crane games, which are a monster all their own, where,
Yeah.
I'd say half the time or less is the actual goal of a Japanese crane game to drop the crane, pick up the thing, and drag it to the thing that they have. Everything from, you need to poke whatever it is at the right angle, or that you need
Yeah.
to pry it from between two bars, that they've gone so far with all these different mechanics, I suppose,
Yeah.
of how you get the prize, but it's always with some sort of crane-like apparatus, I suppose, for lack of a better
Yeah.
term.
It's funny because like when you do look at a crane game, like when you're new to it, you're like, oh, the crane will pick it up, and that's not how you play Toreba at all. You gotta like tip stuff, you gotta like angle it, you gotta like nudge it, just like you're never just gonna pick it up and win it. Like that's the common misconception.
Mm.
And so it's like you said, like it's a lot of technique involved, and I love doing it. I'm pretty good at it. I'm not like an expert by any means, but I do like watching streams where people do play it because I'm like, yes, you're hitting the right angle, or there's like I don't know. It's about like half of the time, because like me saying like, where's the Cookie Crane game stream? Half the time is looking for the machine that has the right positioning, where you're like, oh, I could get this in 3 moves. It's about stalking the machine, and then like, so I like if I was to do a stream like that, it definitely would be like a lot of stalking until I was like, oh no, this machine has the right setup, because you have to like look for certain things to know that
Yeah,
it got.
because they place it in such a way usually that it's expected that there will have to be a certain number of correct quote-unquote plays on it to get it done. That it's very rare that just in one swift move can you actually get the prize, that it's nudging it or maneuvering slightly,
It's usually
and that
3-ish if it's set up the right way. You can. I can't say usually. I know how to spot when it's like 3, and I'm like, okay, this is where I'm gonna go in.
so that I don't think I've ever actually spoken with someone who is able to say, I can tell the number of moves that I can usually tell, all right, if you're closer or farther, but the fact that you and I'm not shocked that you and others might have it down to a science where you're like, all right, it takes 3 moves, but just from a
that's, like,
conceptual standpoint,
also
that's so cool to me. I really think it's
like,
really cool.
It's also like asterisk with ideal conditions, because like sometimes like because you have to figure out it sounds insane, but you have to figure out also which side of the crane is stronger, and that's the one that you use to like scoot and move it. So like you might even waste a turn figuring out which one is the heavier, which one pulls harder, and then
Yeah.
that's how you're.
Yeah.
But ideally, you could kind of tell, be like, okay, if I can use this side, this is like ideal setup for 3 wins right here.
Yeah, that conceptually knowing, all right, this is what you have to do, but then the actual process of doing the thing is not always as simple, because obviously, one, you need to actually get the crane in the right position on top of knowing where to get it, but then if there is variance, I suppose, like you said, on different sides of the crane, or if you misjudge something and move it to a different direction, that's going to cause you to have to sort of recalibrate your strategy there.
Yeah. Gosh, one time I was playing Toreba, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna win it in like one shot. I was like so excited. It was like a One Piece figure and stuff too. I was so pumped. And I think what happened is Japan had like a mini earthquake. It was a small one because the screen was shaking, and it moved it in the wrong spot.
Oh no!
And I was like literally seconds away from grabbing it and winning this like One Piece statue that I wanted of Smoker.
Oh my
so
gosh!
bad.
Like that's when you call a staff act of God. But if it's Toreba, you can't do that.
No, I mean, I'm not gonna like complain. Excuse me, man. The earthquake moved. I'm not gonna be like that kind of person, but goddamn, if that wasn't unlucky.
Oh my goodness. So did you end up getting into crane games because of, in-person ones at the arcade growing up, or was that something a bit more recently that, there's a lot of different YouTube videos or folks that will stream Toreba and that you picked it up that way?
It's a little of both. When I was younger, I'm from Jersey, and when I was little, we used to go to Seaside Heights. My dad would take us, and there's bajillions and bajillions of arcades up and down that place, and there's crane games, and I was really good at the crane games too, and those were only $0.25 to play, and those actually are the kind that where you use the crane to pick it up, and
the
it
classic
moves it.
drop.
The classic,
drop, pick
yeah.
up.
Yeah, there's like no science, there's no angling, there's no like thinking. You could just kind of grab it, it looks good. And
and
Those
hoping that the claw actually, you know,
is
works
strong enough.
and
Yeah.
is strong enough that there are certain ones that you see somebody play it once, and you're like, you're not winning on this machine. This machine is just not calibrated to allow someone to win.
Yeah. Usually when also when you see the ones that have like a PlayStation in it, you're just like, oh, this isn't a winnable thing. Like,
No.
but yeah, there's like this one arcade in particular called Lucky Leo's, and they have like wall to wall like stuffed animals in the front, and they're like these just like 6-inch ones, and that's how I got good at it, because like my dad would be like, give me and my sister like $20 to go fuck off for the day. And so I got really good at crane games.
There you go.
Mhm.
That's how you keep your kids out of trouble, parents. Just tell them to go play crane games.
Yeah.
Do you remember what the first thing you ever won from a crane game is?
Yeah, I still have it. Do you remember pets.com?
Pets.com?
Let me see if I can get a picture of this thing. It's like a little sock puppet mascot that sued Triumph, the insult comic dog.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Wait, pets.com mascot. He's like this little dog. He's like a suck puppet dog. Wait, is this the wiki? Oh, good, the wiki has a picture of him. Here he is. I guess I'll just put it in your chat if I can put a link. Yeah, there he is.
Okay, does it work? No, links get squashed. That's the auto mod there.
Oh, my bad. Okay, so let me.
1 second. I know what I can do. This is going to be the lazy way to do it. There you go. All right, I just modded you. That way you should have the
thank you.
permissions. Don't worry, you are
Okay, now
not
I'm
expected
banning
to
everybody.
actually mod.
Ah,
Oh,
banning
what have I
free.
done?
There you go. That should come through now. That's like, they had like a machine full of him, and I got really good at it. And for some reason, I was like, oh, I'm so good at it. It feels good to win. And so I've won like 20 of him.
What do you do with 20 of those?
I put them in my room at first, and I was like, this is a lot. This is excessive. And so I started giving them or bribing kids for like things with
They became
currency.
like
They became
currency.
currency.
They became bartering chips.
Yeah, like I definitely have traded like, a Jurassic Park dinosaur for one of these, and like they became currency. That
Mhm. What is childhood if not finding, alternate forms of currency and just, whether it be trading something like Pokemon cards or trading other
Yeah.
toys, but it's the type of thing that if you have 20 of the thing, each individual of those things means so much less to you. So you feel like you're getting the better end of every deal.
Yeah, and then on top of it, what's funny is like kids are really stupid, and like they got envy of each other, and they're like, "Yo, do you got the pets.com mascot?" I was
Oh
like,
my
"I
gosh, and
might.
then
What do
it's
you got?"
self-perpetuating
Yeah.
because then the value of the thing goes up because now it's a trend.
Now, exactly, because now the people at school, there's like the two popular girls got them. So now they're
Oh.
coming to me, and I become the dealer, and I hold all the power. I'd
Little
be like, "Oh,
Coqui, the pets.com sock puppet kingpin of the schoolyard. Incredible.
Basically, I would bring one to school sometimes and just be like, all right, so what am I getting today? From
Set up
somebody?"
shop, all right, make your offers.
Exactly.
Well, I see some things never change.
It's funny that we brought that tangent up just because you're just like, what was the first thing you want? I was like, actually.
But you still have at least one of them.
Yeah, I have one. Yeah, he's just right here. It's funny because one of my frogs recently got it and chewed the microphone off, but it was
no.
preserved. It's okay. It was preserved like perfectly until very recently. So now I'm like, darn, I should have held on to two of them.
That's so funny. What is it? What is the prize that you've gotten that took the most attempts to get? And doesn't have to be exact. It could just be one that you remember that you had to really fight for.
So when I first started playing it, the Japanese ones, it's not like the American ones, which I was used to. So it took like some time learning how to do it. There was it was a Pokemon. Oh, I think it was a Lapras. It's a giant Lapras. It's about 30 inches.
Oh,
It's
wow.
about 30 inches. Yeah, it's really big. And from the way it looked, I was just like, I think I could just pick it up and drop it. And I kept picking it up and dropping it, but it just wasn't hitting right. And I think I spent like, it's not even that much money because the thing is huge, but I think I spent like $30 trying to get it. And it was when I was first starting too. Which, I mean, a plush that size, you're gonna,
Yeah,
I mean,
like
I would,
$30, that's not so bad.
yeah, for a 30-inch like Lapras, that's what, and that was kind of like my limit. So I was really glad I like won it there. But like, I don't make a habit like now. I don't really spend money on it. Period. Because I have like there's like an account thing where it's like you could pay $3 a month and we'll give you $10 credit. So I let it build up for a couple months and then I go on like a big spree.
Okay.
Yeah, so I only spend like the $3 a month and just wait for it to build. But back when I first was playing, I was like, yeah, I got addicted to like trying to win stuff. So I think that's probably the one that I spent the most money on. Oh, there's also a Urusai blanket that I was trying to win for like a while too, and it was just like floppy and just I couldn't understand how it would drop. And I wound up getting a different version of it, but it just that one got away.
Now you mentioned Urusai Yatsura, and I know that is one of your favorite anime, and also one of Meat's favorite anime. That Meat's design is partially influenced by the main character of the series, and that apparently your design as well is also influenced by one of the characters.
Yeah, Benton. I really love Urusai a lot. There's about like 6 characters that I pulled inspiration from, and she was one of them because I was like, she's a cool ass gang leader girl. I really like her. She rides a motorcycle. She has razor blade earrings. I was like, she's fucking cool. I really like her. Yeah, it's just I have such a soft spot for that series. It's like my favorite series. It's so fun and funny, and all the girls are cute. It's a good series. It's a very good series.
For anyone who might not be familiar with it, because it's an older series that actually, if memory serves, it was just a month or two ago. I think it was right before Meat came on the show that they announced.
Yeah.
I can't tell if it's a reboot or if like it's a remastering or sort of retelling, but that there is some new Urusai Yatsura content coming in the near future.
Yeah, in October, I think it's estimated, and it's supposed to be a season 1 of a series. You know how like anime always does this? They're like, well, I don't know, we gotta see how the Blu-rays sell, and then like they always do that. I think we'll probably get like the full series because they're really going hard with it, and the art style looks really nice. The animation looks really bouncy and cartoony. It looks really good, and I think with something so classic like this. I feel like it has the chance of getting like adapted all the way through. So we'll see. But I'm very excited. I'm super pumped. They haven't announced Benton yet. I'm holding out hope, but not yet at least.
We're all trying to be hush hush that the new Benton voice actress is actually Coqui.
Oh please! I don't think I would fit that. I would fit more as somebody like. Do you know who Ten is? That's the little gremlin, the little tiny. Like, if you ever seen Lum, and then there's like the little tiny Oni that follows around. The little. I think my voice would fit that better.
Gotcha.
I'd want somebody like have like a cool like cool rough girl voice. I respect the character too much.
I'm pretty optimistic that the series will do well. That Fruits Basket had a re-release a couple years back that was, super faithful to the manga. I had never actually seen the original Fruits Basket, but loved the new one that they did starting, I think it was 2019 or so. So
yeah, I heard when that came out.
Hopefully Urusai Yatsura will see the same level of success.
I hope so. It's so classic and everybody loves it, and it's like one of those things where it's like, I mean, it came out like forever ago. God, 70s and 80s, I guess. 70s maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, it is not a recent one. That it's a show that has been off the air long enough that I think it is very reasonable to have a re-release. It's not like, all right, it's been 5 years and they're rebooting it or something. That this is one that, like I said, even I haven't really seen. So I'm excited that it's getting this second chance to really shine and see what we can do with it in this day and age.
Because like it's so classic too. Because like younger people like it too, just because it's so good and it holds up really well. Like Ayako said, it does hold up so well. And I think it has a chance to do exceptionally well because like even you can go to like these Japanese websites and these like little grandpas are still collecting Lum goods and they're still obsessed with it. So it's just like it's so cute. So I feel like it has a chance to have a very large market just because the people that liked it back in the day are still around and they're excited, and all the new people are excited too. So I don't know. I have a feeling it'll probably do pretty well.
Mm,
Oh, it premiered in '81. Thank you.
yes. Wow, so it's 40 years old at this point. Uh, yeah, I'm looking forward to that because, I definitely actually want to see it so I can finally understand what all the hype is about.
Oh, it's so good. You're gonna like it. It's really good.
Speaking of voices that you enjoy doing, the South Side has, I don't know if I, would say a tradition, but that you all every so often will do script reading streams that you all have done. If memory serves, The Room, Troll 2, Sonic the Hedgehog, probably a few others. One, do you have any favorite performances that you have done as part of those? And two, are there any that are upcoming that you are able to tease?
So yes, and yes. So I mostly when we put these together, I look forward to seeing how my friends do in it. So like that's like not necessarily how I do in it. I get more excited to hear my friends say the
Mm,
lines. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So
yeah.
like the perfect example is Sheriff Dance was the dad Michael in Troll 2, and that like based on hospitality. That was such a exciting thing to hear him say. And that was one, and like Rael did such a knockout job as Joshua. Her little boy voice is perfect. um Gosh, there's so many different type. Oh gosh, Lone Star Colt as Sonic, because the whole Sonic dub came about. Oh, InfoDrive, hello. InfoDrive is who did the music earlier.
Yeah, InfoDrive,
Yeah,
welcome on in. Your stuff was playing earlier.
yeah. Oh, I'm glad you guys like the script readings though. We have one planned too, and I'll get into that shortly. But the whole Sonic the Hedgehog script reading happened because Colt asked me for a collab with me and Toma to play Mario Party. And it was my first time talking to Colt. And I was like, you know what? I was like, has anybody ever told you sound like Jean Ralphio from not the Office shit, Parks and Rec? And like I played it on screen, and like he was like 1-1. It was for Ben Schwartz, like he sounds identical to him. And so from there, I was just like, well, now we have to do a Sonic script
Yeah,
reading.
I remember the vocal resemblance was uncanny, and I'm blanking on who played Eggman, but whoever it was did
Oh, that was
really well.
Congo. Congo
Okay,
did
it was
Eggman.
okay. I think it's Congo, but I couldn't remember if it was Congo or potentially Crimbo. But yeah, Congo had a
Yeah.
lot of fun with Robotnik.
Yeah. Oh, and Congo did such a knockout job in The Room too, because he played. Because like when we were coming up with like ideas for that, I was like, the only person I can picture playing Tommy perfectly was Congo. And when I asked Congo, Congo's like, yeah, I'll do it. Congo's just such a good sport too. No matter what I approach him with, he's totally happy and raring to go. Congo's really great.
Mm.
Um,
Okay.
you,
KRX50 in the chat asks, when was Sonic reading and where? When? It was probably
that
3-4 months ago, but I don't know if it's been posted anywhere.
That was on Meat's channel. I think maybe check her YouTube. There might be clips of it. I don't remember if I preserved it or not. I hope I did. But that was on Meat's channel about a couple months ago. But she does have her YouTube that has all of the not backlog, her older stream. So I'll try to find that and I'll post it in the Discord, KRX. I'll see if I can find that.
Yeah, definitely worth watching. The way that you all did it, you had the movie playing in the background, and best I can tell, it was I'm not sure if it was like a local copy or a video somewhere, but that you would play the scene you were going through, and obviously you couldn't do it one-to-one timing, but that you would sort of split it by scene and be looping that scene as you all were voicing it.
Yeah, just to help give visuals. Just like
Yeah,
yeah. But yeah, we do have another one coming up, hopefully, because so I do have a charity event coming up on Monday, and it's going to be one of the rewards, and I could tease it. I could tease it a little bit. I don't have the banner ready. I was hoping to finish it today, but it probably won't be done till tomorrow. But I can.
Well,
I
why
can
not?
tease it.
Let's go on and talk about that because it's a big deal what you got going on this coming Monday that you are doing. Actually, I will let you say it.
Okay, so yeah, next Monday I am doing a charity event for the Sato Heart Rescue, which is a charity that I'm very passionate about. What they do is they rescue stray dogs from Puerto Rico, because Puerto Rico's like has a terrible, terrible, terrible stray problem, and there's lots and lots of stray dogs. And basically they nurse them back to health, feed them, put some weight on their bones, and they ship them back to the states, and they get put for adoption, and you can adopt a Sato dog. You can look up Sato dogs, and they'll come from Puerto Rico. And they get to have a much longer life up here than they would if they were just like strays. It's sad. The sad thing about dogs is like they're domesticated, and when people don't take care of them, they don't know how to take care of themselves. So it's the one thing that it bums me out so much. So I try to do what I can for dogs in general. Because humankind is what made them like that. Do you know what I mean? Like we're the ones that like made them so dependent on us. So I feel like I have to take up the slack for people who don't.
Mhm. So how did the stream come about? Because I know that you are actually going to be getting some additional coverage on
Yes.
Twitch.
So I will be featured on the front carousel, on the front page of Twitch on the 20th. I forget the exact time because it's in Pacific time. So I think the time frame is 5 to 7, which is which is my normal streaming time, which is great. So it's like if people see me there, it's a good time. That's usually when I'm streaming anyway. But yeah, it's gonna be on the front carousel, and I wanted to bring attention to a charity that like meant a lot to me for the future. So that's I just want to make the most of it. So that's why I was like, I'm gonna do it for the Sato Heart Rescue, and yeah, it's gonna be a full day of events. It starts at 3 p.m. CST, and it's gonna go through like at least midnight, maybe longer. You know, like we'll see how the energy level is towards midnight. But I have almost everything. I'll probably be able to announce everything tomorrow. There's this one last little detail that I'm working out at the moment. But oh my gosh, I'm very excited. I'm nervous because it's such a big event, and I don't know how much viewership will actually get affected on the carousel or not, because I know that it depends on like if you're the middle one or not. You know what I mean? Because like,
Hmm.
but either way, even if it's only like 2 extra people that happen to see that, that's still 2 new people that wouldn't
Yeah.
have seen the thing anyway. So I'm excited. And yeah, one of the rewards though, looping back to the movie thing, is we will be the South Side and some friends. We'll be dubbing. If we hit, I think the charity goal is $2,000, and there's stretch goals too past that too. But if we hit 1,000, which is the halfway point, we will be doing a script reading of the Street Fighter movie, and that involves Congo as M. Bison and Power Nelson as Guile. So it's gonna be really good. It's a really really silly movie as is. So yeah, we've been working that out behind the scenes. So
So was this a situation where the you said that you chose the Sato project? Did Twitch approach you saying, "Hey, would you be interested in doing a charity thing and being on the carousel," or was it that you were planning to do a charity thing, then reached out to Twitch and arranged the promotion? What was the sort of
it was
collaboration
the
sequence
first.
there?
There's some kind of survey thingy that because they email partners all the time with hey, we want your feedback. We'll pay you $5 in Amazon gift cards. And so I do them every time they send them, because like I'll take $5 in Amazon gift
Five
cards.
free dollars, sure.
Yeah.
I'll take Bezos bucks, sure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'll take a $5 foot long. Sure, why not? Let's go. And so I got yeah, that's how it came about basically.
Mm, That's super cool, and I'm very excited that I did a charity marathon for my first anniversary back in January. It was a ton of fun, and it's so exciting and rewarding to be able to put something on for a cause that you're passionate about and see people come together. And I think you're gonna have a lot of fun. I'm very much looking forward to seeing where it goes, and hopefully you get that center carousel spot. And even if not, that I would be shocked if you don't see at least a bit of a bump. The
Yeah,
thing that I
even
will
if
say is
not.
be ready for a fast chat.
Yeah, oh yeah. Even if I know, I warned my mods as soon as I got the email from Twitch. They're the first people I told. Well, I told Meat first, but they're the second people I told. I told my mods, I was like, we might have some extra guests, possibly, asterisk possibly. Because, like, again, I don't know how much it's going to affect viewership. And it's better to just go in with, like, a level head. Because if you go in expecting, like, whoa, this is going to blow up, you're going to be disappointed if, like, things don't play out. So it's just good to, like,
Yeah,
be happy with what you get, Because
yeah,
no matter what, it's an honor to be featured for it. So,
for sure.
like, even if I get, like, a little bump of, like, 2 people, I'm fucking pumped, man.
Yeah. You don't necessarily have giant astronomical expectations, but be prepared just in case.
Exactly. That's why I was like, we can prepare. We got to make sure the sewer's clean so that for extra guests, just in case. Got to put out some extra Takis, bags of
Yeah.
Takis, just in case for
Put
the
out
guests.
put out the fine china. We have guests.
Exactly. So I don't know how it's gonna affect it next week, but we'll see. And worst case scenario, we just party with the Stoop Kids, which is always a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of dogs, that I know that you have 2 of your own. Obviously,
Yes.
they're lovingly referred to as the frogs.
Yes, the frogs, the 2 frogs. I have 2 frogs.
Would either of them by chance be Sato dogs, or were those ones that family dogs or gotten elsewhere? I'm guessing.
Yeah, these are not unfortunately. But my family does a lot of work, not work, has adopted out the Sato dogs, and funded bringing them up here. And anytime I donate money, I usually donate it to like a Sato project dog. But my family's from Puerto Rico, so this is like why it's like it ties in like really well for me. You know what I mean? And just knowing
Mm,
how bad the problem is down there, it's like it's heartbreaking, man.
yeah.
So.
Mm. I grew up with 2 miniature poodles and then later a golden doodle. So
Oh,
dogs are also very near and dear to my heart.
yeah.
Uh,
Sorry, I don't know if you heard that. One of the frogs had a surgery, and he was scratching his coat. I didn't know if that was like loud
oh
and
no,
being picked up.
no, I didn't hear it.
Okay.
But I hope the frog's doing all right from the surgery.
Oh, he's fine. He totally fine. He's just a baby. He doesn't like the cone. That's all it is.
That's fair. I don't think I would like a cone on my neck either.
Mhm. I can
Always
imagine.
so sad when you see the dog with cones. Like, oh,
Yeah, well, it treats them good, so it doesn't
for sure,
have
for
the
sure.
stitches and stuff. So
Yeah. My family, whenever we had to put something on our dogs, we would always decorate it with something that, like on the outside, we might tape it if it was
oh,
clear to sort of give it a bit of a design.
that's cute. Oh, that is. I didn't even think about doing that. That's adorable.
It's a lot of fun as long as you make sure that it's, like I said, on if it's on the back side of the cone, if it's like a clear one, that then
Yeah.
you're able to put in designs because then they can't get to it. Uh, Probably wouldn't put it on the inside just in case, But
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah,
yeah,
it's almost like signing a cast in a way.
exactly.
Mhm.
Um, Gosh, I'm really looking forward to that. I think it's going to be a great experience. I'm sure there's a lot of other very fun rewards. So,
Yes,
obviously,
this
folks,
is
if you aren't already, be sure to follow Coqui on Twitter and here on Twitch so you can get the go live notification and the announcements for all the different rewards that she's got planned.
yeah. And that day is gonna be full of a couple of different segments too. We're gonna I could talk about them really quick if you want.
Please.
Okay, so there's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish segments. The first one's just gonna be like warm up, talk to you guys, and like talk just tell you about the rescue and stuff like that, so that you guys know
Yeah,
what the
the
Satellite
intro
project is
segment.
and stuff. Yeah, and then there's gonna be a section with me, and we might have a potentially a guest with us for that, and we're finalizing details on that, which we could talk about tomorrow maybe. But we usually do this thing where we like to dig up weird stuff, and I mean the most deranged stuff you can find on the internet, and like make a stream out of it. So we're gonna definitely do like one of our, we call them, well, I call them the Midnight Society on my uh schedule, but there's not really an official name for it. But we're gonna be doing one of those. Yeah, Aiko says I'm not exaggerating. It's the weirdest stuff we can find on the internet, and we dig it up, and we like, go through it and find some funny stuff to like laugh at and stuff. No more Smurfs. Yeah, look at my chat. Like say no more Smurfs. So we're digging something up for that day. We're gonna do one of those because that's like one of my favorite contents to do. So that would be good to feature. And then there's going to be a series of skits later that day, too, with the South Side. So I'm going to pull the South Side on later on in the day. If you had caught my birthday stream, that was like a series of skits right in the middle there, too. It's going to be similar to that. And then there's also going to be a collab with Meat and Bird and Sigrid, because we call ourselves Forfin, because Farfin's the artist of them. And then I bought a Farfin model too, so I can match them, because I collab with them like a lot. So I have a special model that I only use with them. And so we call that segment the Forfin. I guess that's what we call the unit. So there definitely be like a Forfin collab, and then at the end of the day, we're gonna be playing Super Animal Royale with some of my friends who want to stay on stream longer, and I talked to the devs of Super Animal Royale, and they're gonna have some cool like codes to give away that are dog related too. So like they're mad cool. Yeah, they're coming out to support too. So I'm very excited.
Yay, that's fantastic. It's always amazing when you're able to get, game developers on board for, either drops like that or special codes. And it's really, really neat to see. And the fact that they also are able to then curate the drops to be specifically dogs is even better, because, really tying it all together.
Yeah, they're giving us some codes for like dog stuff. So I'm like, that's incredible. Just because like they've been super, super nice to me in the past before too. And so when I asked them again, I was like, would you guys maybe be able to, do something here? They were like so accommodating and sweet and stuff too. Like the Super Animal Royale people are just the sweetest ever. They're really great people.
Yay, that's awesome. Trying to remember. So for my charity stream, a couple of the rewards that actually were delivered just a couple months ago, I did a B-movie script reading. That was one of the big ones. I did an ASMR stream. That there was just a whole bunch of different things, but there's also the in the moment redeems or rewards, and there's spicy ramen. There's thick water, which apparently you've done several times as well. And
oh yeah, I got the experience with the thick water.
And then the one yesterday that I was sort of warning you about is Bean Boozled was almost the death of me. That
Actually, the more that you say that like it's that devastational, the more I kind of want to do it.
I suppose that that I feel like doing 1 to 5 beans is okay. That the problem I hit was it was somewhere between probably 10-15ish, and I think there were 3 not bad ones in all those, and it was the combination of used bandage and dirty dishwater that just got my stomach churning. That if you only do like 1 or 2 or spread them out, because also this was 10 or 15 within 2 hours, and I know that doesn't sound like a lot. It's like 15 jelly beans in 2-3 hours. That's not a lot of time at all. It is for those, but at the very least, chat can expect that if they get those rewards, that you'll probably have a reaction. And the only time I would ever consider doing Bean Boozled again is if it was limited to like 1 to 3 beans per 2 hours at most.
Is that bad?
Like, it's just it was literally at the point where people had redeemed, like there was a backlog of probably 30 more. And I had to tell the folks in chat, I was like, all right, if you got the Bean Boozled reward, I will negotiate with you an alternate reward because I need to stop.
That's amazing. I think I will incorporate it, but I will do it at a higher rate, like maybe every 100 or something like that. I'll eat a bean. Because then by the end of the night, that's like maybe 20.
Yeah, that if you space them out and have real food in between, then you should be fine. It was just, part of me thinks it was just the back to back to back that really messed me up. But at the same time, I realize as I'm, railing against Bean Boozled and saying just how horrific it is, that probably does pique interest and just like now you're curious. So, congrats, Bean Boozled. I have inadvertently advertised for you while also condemning you.
That's probably what kind of advertisement works best for them anyway. Like
that's true. Yeah,
they want to be repulsive. So.
Yeah, that I've said. My hat is off to the engineers. Whatever chemical scientists created Bean Boozled, they succeeded in what they set out to do. That this is by design. This is what they wanted to do, and why did they do it? And Ribby Rabbit Rambles and InfoDrive. Thank you for the follows.
Oh yeah, InfoDrive also brings up the ranch soda. Dude, have you had those
I have not had
Lester's
ranch
Fixins?
soda. I've
Ugh.
seen them before. I'm aware that it exists. I am
It was
curious.
bad.
So, does it have the consistency of soda, or is it closer to something like thick water?
No, it's soda. It's soda, all right. It's the most disgusting soda I ever had. I had like 2 sips and it did that thing where it's like there's a cannonball in your stomach. It just
Mm-hmm.
was not a good time, and it
That
just
was the Bean Boozled
disgusting.
for me. That was Bean Boozled for me. Just
And
the
it smelled
mm,
so bad, and I only had like two big sips. I made sure there was big sips, but
mm.
boy did I want to barf. It was so bad. And oh my god, I left it on my counter because I was like, oh, I'll dump it out later. And I left it out overnight, and it got mold
Oh,
around the rim, and I
no.
was just like, ugh, whatever they used in this is like already dying. It was so
Mo-
gross.
The fact that any soda product is capable of growing mold
Yes.
overnight
Overnight.
is terrifying.
It had like a ring around it and stuff, and it made me want to barf even more. And I was just like, I'm glad I didn't finish that.
That might be one of the things that I do for my next charity stream of, all right, I've done Be Boozled and I've sworn off of it that I'll try a couple of these sodas. Maybe not specifically the ranch, but I've seen some other crazy
Yeah.
looking ones that look like they might at least be moderately appealing.
Yeah, I have a couple because I was gifted a few for my birthday. I have peanut butter and jelly. I have dirt soda. I have bacon soda. I have birthday cake soda, and I have one of the Stoop kids, Amriv sent me grass, and I'd drink that on stream, and it was pretty good actually. The
Yeah, 'cause
grass one
I'm trying to think,
tasted
like,
good.
grass, you know, I figure if you have not put a blade of grass in your mouth at some point in your childhood, you didn't have a proper
Yeah,
childhood. Not saying
yeah,
that you should be eating grass all the time, but I feel like every kid has tried it once.
yeah. No, people go to like Jamba Juice and they would put grass in it. Like that's
Yeah.
like normal.
That dogs eat grass. That it's not toxic. It's natural. It's been long enough, certainly since I have had grass, that I don't remember what it tastes like. But now I'm kind of curious. That sounds like an interesting one. I'd probably try that.
Yeah,
And
that's what I was
obviously,
fine. I was able to finish that one no problem. That one I was just like, all right, this is not bad.
bacon, birthday cake, peanut butter and jelly. Those all sound delightful. That they're probably very different soda experiences because that's not
Yeah.
usually the type of taste that you associate with it, and especially when you introduce carbonation, that it can get a bit
Mhm.
weirder. But I wouldn't expect those to be revolting. Now,
Yeah, I'm glad I started
dirt,
off with the worst. I feel like ranch was probably the worst one, so I'm
Yeah.
glad I started off there.
mm, but dirt.
Yeah, dirt.
The- How was that one? Dare I ask?
Oh, I didn't. These are they're unopened so far. 'cause
Oh,
I only,
okay.
I only made it through grass and ranch so far, and the others I'm gonna save for different streams. But yeah, I'm excited
Well,
to
is
try
the
it 'cause
dirt one on the list for Monday?
I could put it on the list. I can definitely be like, oh, once we hit 500 donations, I'll drink dirt soda. That is a great idea. I'll write that down right now.
Yeah, if you already have it on hand, might as well.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, no, I have a couple of them. I kind of want to only stick to it one per day just because that ranch one really messed me up. That one
That's
was
fair.
devastational. That one was really bad. But I feel like it can't get worse than ranch. I feel like I started off at the bottom. Oh,
Mhm.
I had also unagi soda. Is that eel?
Ooh, eel,
Wait.
yeah.
Yeah, I had eel soda, and it was really good. It tasted
no,
like
'cause
Coca-Cola. It was really good.
I love eel with, sushi or things like
Mhm.
that. It tastes very good. It's usually comes with a very salty sauce.
Mhm.
So I'm not sure how that would translate to soda. That I think it would be not bad, but eel and eel sauce is a very unique taste for sure. That it's just different enough from other fish to really be distinguishable. So that actually interests me because I just love fish as a whole.
Mhm.
So I would want to try that, even if it's not probably the best. You said it was, at least palatable.
Oh, I would buy it again. It was that good.
Okay.
It was good. It tasted like Coca-Cola. I'm just saying, it just tasted really good. It just had like an aftertaste of like unagi flavor, and it was fine. It was because that's
Okay.
good. I thought it was very good. So if you do get the chance, I do actually recommend that one. I thought that one was excellent.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be on the list. That I next time around need to remember to add some things that are weird and interesting, but more positive than pain-inducing.
Yeah, then pain. Yeah, that would be one.
It's
The
like
unagi one sounded like it would be bad, but it isn't. It's really good.
Yeah, I remember for ordering pizza is a pretty standard one, and I did that. And when we got to that goal, I just put up a straw poll and was like, all right, folks, vote on as many of these toppings as you want, and I will pick the top 3 and order a pizza with it. And folks were asking, like, what do you like? What do you not like? And it's like, I'm not telling you that, because if I tell you what I do like, you will never pick it. And if I tell you what I don't like, you won't, or you will pick it.
Yeah.
So, fortunately, I was able to get the better end of that bargain because people chose pineapple, and I do like pineapple on pizza. I very much enjoy it. They added anchovies as well, and anchovies with pineapple wasn't so much. It was a bit too salty, and
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it was just the anchovies that particular place had that was a bit
Gotta use the good
overpowering.
ones. Yeah.
Yeah, that it just wasn't stellar, but the pineapple, at least for me, was the saving grace.
That's good. Yeah. I don't eat pineapple because I'm allergic, but I do like
Oh, well, if you're
pineapple.
allergic, then, of course you're not going to eat it. Please do not have pineapple on
Yeah.
pizza, Coqui. We do
But I
not
would
want...
I do like how it tastes though. So like I like pineapple candy if it's like not like
yeah, if it doesn't actually
real.
have
Yeah.
real stuff.
Exactly. But anchovies are really good, especially if you get it like with like a really heavy tomato sauce. I think that they pair really good together. So yeah,
Yeah.
it looks not bad. Not
Yeah,
bad.
it wasn't bad. Like I said, it was a bit overpowering, but I think it was just I think I ordered from, I think it was Papa John's, I think. And it was just strong, but I figured at the very least, I'm ordering from an actual pizza place. I'm not buying these random crazy things. It's not like I'm going to put crickets on it, but even crickets I don't think would be that bad. But a normal pizza place is only going to put generally appetizing things on their pizza. And everything's going to be okay. Certain combinations might be better than others, but at the very least, I knew there isn't going to be a total loss situation for me. So it was good. That I'll probably do that one again. Probably will try a different pizza place in the hopes of just getting better anchovies, because I feel like that's one that people go with a lot, just because it's one of the more stereotypical offbeat pizza toppings.
Yeah.
When it comes to just, you're ordering your own pizza, it's outside of a charity thing. You can get whatever you want. What do you usually go with?
Just heavy on the olives. It's all it needs.
Oh my gosh, it's so rare that I find another olive lover.
I love olives. Olives, like I'll eat olives out of the can, and that's like my dinner. I love
that's
olives.
the right level of saltiness.
Yeah, I love olives. That's like the best. Like if it's just like a one topping pizza, but I do like mushrooms and onions and peppers and stuff too. But like if I'm just in the mood, I'm like, olive pizza sounds good. Just olives.
It's actually been a while since I've had olives on pizza. Yeah, Rita BT asks, is it really that rare? I would say it's uncommon, not necessarily rare. But
yeah, I'd say it's uncommon. I find more people that don't like olives.
Yeah,
I think more than do like olives.
Yeah, I think it's more that it's rare to find someone that says that olives are their go-to favorite, really.
Yeah, that's like if I only get to pick one topping at the company party for the pizza, I'm gonna say olives, and I'm gonna ruin that pizza for Sharon who doesn't like olives, and that's my pizza.
Brilliant. That's how you lay claim. Pick the one that nobody else is gonna want.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and you mentioned that you've done thick water. That thick water, I definitely remember, was not that bad at all. That was actually surprisingly good. I think I mixed I had some like iced tea powder mix and just put that in there, and like that was great.
Yeah, the thick water. So when Rummy and I did it, we did it with like a twist because we like to do everything with a twist. And so we played River City Girls, who is our art mom, by the way. The girl who worked on the character designs and the art in that is the same artist as Rummy and I. When we died in the game, we added more and more thickener to our thick water because we bought because you can buy the bottles of thick water and then you can buy the thick water powder. So every time we died, we drink thicker and thicker and thicker water, and by the end it was pretty rough because it was like almost like a mochi at that point. It was like real sticky.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just had normal out of the bottle. I think it was the nectar
Yeah, the
grade
nectar
or whatever
one.
it was.
Yeah,
But
that was like
I
the
didn't get
middle.
the powder, but adding the powder, that's an interesting idea. Now I'm thinking, all right, what if you combine these? So you put the thick water powder in the ranch soda,
Ugh, don't involve the ranch soda. The ranch soda doesn't exist on this planet anymore. Do not order the ranch water soda at 3 a.m. Don't do it. No, it's that stuff. Ugh, I never want to dabble in that one. That one's. I've done a lot of like weird stuff for streams, but that one is the one that I'm like, I I think I'm okay not revisiting that one ever again.
Mhm. Are there any special things that you have planned for this one, or ones that you want to do in the future that you're like, all right, I can't get it put together for this one, but I think this would be something really cool down the line?
Hmm. I have mostly everything in order. I'm just finalizing some details about some stuff and picking the topic that me and I are going to be talking about for the charity event. But I guess uh I like to do skits a lot with like my friends, and so like
Mm,
that does take like a little bit of like I gotta like prepare like some backgrounds and stuff for that and assets. Like that's the thing that like holds me back from doing this kind of stuff like all the time is just like preparing the assets is the pain
yeah,
in the
yeah.
ass. So that is probably the thing that I like to do that it takes a lot of work involved, and I would like to do more of it in the future. And hopefully you'll see more of that too. Is the more of the skit stuff.
Where do you usually go for your skits? That do you source them from someplace, or do you write your own? Bit of both?
Oh, no, it's like improv, like straight improv with everybody. We
Okay.
basically have a very foundation. Like my birthday one was like, okay, the only thing everyone knew going into it was like, all right, I'm arrested. They didn't even know what the crime was. I was like, I'm arrested. You have to come bring me something to cheer me up on my birthday or get me out of prison. And so this gets like they're just there. Everything's improv. It's like literally that's it's just a prompt, and then we just go for it. And those are like my
Hmm.
favorite because they're chaotic. It lets everyone shines in their own way when they do it too, and like it's such a great fun thing to do, and I have so much fun doing it with them. So
Yeah, no,
mhm,
improv is great, and I know that you're super into live comedy, stand-up comedy,
mhm.
and obviously, stand-up comedy is prepared. It's not entirely improv, but improv is such a big part of comedy, and it's really a genre of comedy all its own. So I'm not surprised to hear that you enjoy both because they are very much interrelated.
Yeah. I enjoy it all. I love it all.
Do you have any favorite comedians? Ones that either you may have seen live or just on TV specials or
Lots,
CDs?
lots. My favorite is Dan Soder. I also like Bill Burr. I like Bob Odenkirk. I like Jim Norton. I like Patrice O'Neill. And like a lot of like the New York guys in general. I wind up listening to them a lot. But yeah, I love comedy. So
You mentioned Dan Soder first, so
mm,
going with him, if you could describe his style, because I am not actually familiar with him. That I've seen a bit of Bill Burr, I've seen a bit of Jim Norton, not from Dan Soder though. So, uh, does he have a shtick or sort of an angle that he approaches things, or is he more generic?
he's just
What's
like
his
a
style?
really gosh, he's just like a really relatable dude, bro. Like that's probably the best way. Like I guess it's not even like frat bro humor, but it's like it's just it's dude bro. It's hard to describe. You have very similar like things that like you think out like in your head, like he'll talk about it and you're like, holy shit, I've had that same fucking thought, like where you're like annoyed at something in the grocery store or
Hmm.
something and like you want to flip out about it or something. Like it's just
Yeah,
he's just a dude bro, I guess is the best way to put it. And
relatable
he's really good
comedy
at
is very good comedy.
yeah, it's relatable, but he's also very good at impressions. So he does like a really good like Macho Man. He does a really good Hulk
Mm,
Hogan. He does like a really good I don't know, a lot of stuff. Like he's really good at impressions. So he's very funny.
mm. One of my favorites from a while back was a guy named John Panette, uh, who has sadly passed since. He was a very large gentleman, and a lot of his comedy was related to food. That he was a big foodie, really liked to eat, and it showed in his size. To be fair, but he just had this very fun voice, and
Mhm,
also impressions. I think are a big part of comedy. Of
mhm.
you're not always just talking about yourself; that it's usually some sort of interaction and being able to just sort of emote those other people in those stories is really important and being able to do it in a fun and silly way.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm not sure if you ever heard him, but just John, I think it was Pinette, John Panette. He's
John.
done a lot of very fun stuff.
Mm, mm, mm. I've seen him him around before. I haven't watched his comedy before, but I have definitely seen him like around and doing things.
Mm,
I'll look into him. Thank you.
yeah, he was a fun one. And then, sort of classes that I was really into comedy a lot more, probably about 5, 10-ish years ago. But,
Mhm.
class of Jim Gaffigan, I was really good. Why am I forgetting?
Oh, Bert Kreischer is
Uh,
another one I really like too.
what's his specialty?
Uh, Unhinged. He also like laughs, like he goes into giggle fits, and then like when he's in one of those, it's really funny. Like his friend was making fun of him because he he was like, "Oh, dude, I came up with like this new idea. Watch this." And he shows him, and he brings out like a tumbler, and it's just full of Kool Aid and water, and he's like, "It's sugar free. It tastes just like Kool Aid, and it's sugar free." And then he's like, "How many of these are you drinking a day?" And he's like, "I don't know, 2, 3 of it." Like he was just like getting made fun of for something so mundane. And he's like, "Do you understand how unhinged you sounded because you're just like thought you had the best idea in the world, and it's just like you were just drinking
And it
sugar-free
was
Kool-Aid."
something very
It was something
yeah,
so
just like
stupid, and then he just was like laughing, like he went into a giggle fit because he realized how fucking stupid he sounded when he was just like, he's talking about how he's drinking like 8 cups of Kool Aid a day, and his friend was just making fun of him. And he's like, "Yeah, you're like an adult dude. Like that's fucking weird." And it was just like the way he could laugh at himself is what made me like laugh so hard.
mm,
But yeah, he's really funny. Bert Kreischer, I like him a lot too.
mm, any favorite comedy series? Not necessarily, stand up, but just either
Hmm.
films or series.
So I like a lot. TV wise, I mean, everyone loves It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. That's such a great series.
Mm.
I really like Arrested Development a lot too. Other than that, well, I when I was younger, I watched a lot of something called The State, which is like kind of like an improv sketch type thing, kind of like Upright Citizens Brigade, kind of, but like I like the people a lot more in it. And it's a lot of like the actors and stuff from Wet Hot American Summer. It's like before they were super big, they did something called The State, and it was good. It was good. It's a bunch
I
of
haven't actually heard of that one. I'll have to look that up.
yeah, that one was really, it's old, but it's good.
Mm, because I feel like a lot of your style that you aren't full comedian, for lack of a better term, but
Mhm,
that I feel like you approach a lot of your content with comedy in mind and comedy intent. That
mhm, mhm.
it's not just all right. All I am ever trying to do is make you laugh, and I'm going from one joke to the next. But that you always find ways to weave that comedic sense really into your content.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I like to watch stuff that's funny. Like that, like I don't I hate dramas, I hate stupid stuff. I hate ugh, like anytime, oh god, my one friend, she was like, "Oh, Coqui, you should watch House of Cards. You'll love House of Cards." And I was like, "All right, I'll give it a shot." That shit sucked. I was like, "You don't know me?" I hated it. I hated it so much. I hate stressful stuff. I hate dramas. I hate like serious stuff. And so I just want to approach stuff with it's just like, funny stuff in mind. And like, because most of the time people watch VTubers to forget about shit that happens during the day. So like, I don't want to pull that anything like that in my stream. I want it to feel like, happy, ha ha ha, fun times.
Yeah, yeah, makes sense. Also,
Mhm.
Goofy Goober Goo, thank you for the follow.
Hello.
One of my favorite, I would classify it as a comedy series from a while back. Called Psych. It was
Oh, I remember Psych.
it was a crime drama, quote unquote, show of it's the crime of the week, and they're trying to solve. And the whole thing is that
Mhm.
the main character is hyper observant. That his father had been a detective, and he'd been very much raised to have an eye for that sort of thing.
Mhm.
And basically, he gets in trouble one day, and he has to get out of it, and he decides to pretend that he is psychic. And just based on the observational skills that he has, that he's then able to convince persons like, oh, how on earth you couldn't know that unless you were psychic, when in fact it was just Sherlockian levels of deduction. But
Yeah, yeah.
that then he ends up getting hired by the police department and has to keep the lie running, because they only let him off the hook initially because they think he's psychic, and they only keep bringing him on because they think that he is able to do this. So it's the two part of just that spun lie that has to be perpetuated, but also it was just a very funny series. The I'm blanking on the name. James Roday, I think, was the name of the main character, but then there was also no, I'm just blanking on actor names today, but he played. He was in Holes. And
Oh, Nurgle says Burton Guster?
yeah, well,
Is that him?
Gus was the name of the character.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Sorry, I had the names and then just popped. Went away.
It's okay. That happened to me too. Like before, like when you're like name comedians, I was like, oh yeah, I got. Let me think.
Yeah, Psych is a good one. Very fun, very silly. You know, a pinch of drama here and there, but definitely not a drama show.
Yeah, no, I liked Psych. Psych was definitely like not like it's not like my go-to show, but it's definitely something if it's on, I'm like, oh, I'm leaving this on. This is a good time.
I suppose bring it back to Pineapple. That one of the things that they had Superman in. I think it was. Wow, I'm just so out of it right now. I think it was Everybody Loves Raymond. I think that there was always a hidden Superman, and in Psych there was always a hidden pineapple. That somewhere in the episode there would always be either a real pineapple or a picture of a pineapple, or like a pineapple logo on a sign or someone's clothes. But it started as apparently an improv, just a little gag that was done in the pilot episode, and it just got perpetuated. So similar to what we were talking about earlier, just the joke that keeps going.
I love that. That's amazing.
When it comes to getting comedy into your own work, that I guess it does sort of feel like thinking about talking about the improv skits, that I suppose that is a lot of what you do, that whether it be the sort of asylum scene that you had when Rummy was away, or the cutesy ooh stream for Valentine's Day, that you start the stream and you obviously have the environment, but then you're working off of chat. That in improv, it's always got to be two parties, because you need to have the back and forth. And the number one rule of improv is yes and. That you never disagree. It's always yes and da da da, and you keep growing from that. And you essentially use chat as your opposite on the stage, so to speak, and just find something good to work off of. And that's how you end up going from what would be a normal just chatting stream to something between just chatting and improv comedy at the same time.
Yeah, and I'm lucky. The Cookie Nuts are a bunch of clowns. They're really funny. They're really funny. And so they're very easy to like work with. They're very easy to bounce like with. They might not even realize it, but they're helping immensely just by being active chatters. Like it like and just do, especially like the skits like that and stuff too. Like it's like the torture room, that one where I introduced the text to speech bot. That one I just was like, I'm gonna introduce it. I don't know what I'm gonna do, and I was just like everyone just like fell into place, and we just brought it to where it went, and it was such a fun stream to do with them. And it was the same with like the April Fool's stream, the Uwu one. That was just like,
that's right. It was April Fool's, not Valentine's.
Yeah. I had ideas on what to do, and I was just like, okay, I have like a basic idea, but let's see where this goes. And they helped flesh it out.
Yeah, always a good time. That like I said, be sure to follow Coqui on Twitter and here on Twitch, that you'll be able to see the weekly schedules that get put out. And it's always so fun to see the schedules that you make, because like you said, you don't play a ton of games, that you're usually doing this other type of content, and that there's so rarely repetition, that you have your go-to styles, whether it be this type of improv scenario-based just chatting, or watching something, either a media share, or in this case for tomorrow, that you have a couple curated pieces, or the one that you're doing for the Antique Roadshow with Meat, that there's been plenty of iterations on the, all right, respond to tweet with a picture of your whatever.
Right.
People have done, bedroom, bathroom, living room, whatever, a plushie collection, and that your approach to it is sort of taking it to the next level, because it's not just, all right, we react to your thing, but then also adding on the element of, okay, we are going to in character appraise this.
Yeah, it's I like to put a twist on a lot of stuff. Like if I'm gonna do like a concept, I try to always kind of do it as like a fresh way, if that makes sense. So it just makes it more fun, I think, than just because it doesn't take that much more brain power to just think a little bit outside the box, and it doesn't even have to be that much, and it's just it's fun.
Mm, I actually am curious, and I'm trying to remember. It's apologies, Meet. I don't remember if I asked you this or not, but how did you and Meet meet?
So yeah. So I saw her video that's at the top of her Twitter still. I think unless she started pinning her schedules, I don't remember. But it was the Ooga Chaka. It's just like her little avatar dancing back and forth. That video, it was floating around Twitter the week that she got her Farfin model, and she posted it. And I was just like, damn, what a cool model. Because like that was a time when VTubers were popping up every day. There was like 8 new VTubers. It was like right when it was when VTubing started getting a little bit big here. There's debuts left and right. There's 8 debuts every single day for like almost several months, and just like there's so many people always debuting. But hers caught my eye because I was like, oh my god, this art style's cute. Look at this chunk of meat in the back. I was like, look at this humor paired with this video. I was just really like, damn, she's cool. And then I didn't go past that because I was also like very intimidated to talk to people. So like I think I just like favorited it, and that was that. And then I was in stream, and she happened to when I was on YouTube, she happened to pop in, and I was like, whoa, 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 because I was like, I'm gonna use this as an opportunity to talk to her. I was like, you're the cave woman from Twitter. I saw your video the other day, and like that's literally just how it started. She just like happened to check out my she was watching my stream, and she used to watch my stream and then start hers when mine was over so that she didn't miss my stream. And and then we got in the habit of me ending exactly at like 9 o'clock so I could go watch me. And so we don't like to overlap at all because
I never even thought about that. But that's even to this day, basically how it operates. Because you usually end up doing late afternoon, early evening, and she usually goes live around anywhere between 8 and 10, but usually right around 9.
Yeah. And so there's a reason for that, because I want to be there watching with the meatheads. I want to be there watching. And it's been like that since the both of us were on YouTube, which was a long time ago. And I
didn't even know you had been on YouTube at a point.
Yeah, that was last year, over a year ago. And so we were both on YouTube, and I used to try to force raids her way. I'm sure that there's, I see Carl's here and watch it and Rada. I used to try to be like, okay, now go raid Meat. After my stream's over, I was like, go watch her, go support her. And like, cause like YouTube didn't have raids. I think they tried to do raids recently, but they had to disable them.
Yeah.
But like, I used to try to manually raid her when it was like time, when I was like, it's 9 o'clock, it's time to go, time to pack it up.
Yep. Yeah. Just send the link in chat. It was like, all right, everybody, click through, go here.
Yeah, I'd be like, Meat's live, go watch me. And so we try to do that. And so she'd always start at 9, I'd always end at 9. And then we kept it up because we still, to this day, we love watching each other. So it's 9 o'clock rolls, that's a cookie end. And I try not to overlap. Like sometimes I'll overlap if it's like barely like 10 minutes in or something. Because, she has the loading screen up. So I was like, yeah, you guys can stay with me for 10 more minutes. But as soon as Meat goes, I'm like, okay, it's time to go. Pack it up. Get in the station wagon, we're going.
Get in, kids. We're going meat watching.
Exactly. So it's just a tradition that wasn't meant to be a tradition that we made into a tradition that just kept up, and that's
how things start. Either something happens accidentally the first time, and then you deliberately continue it, or you do something once and you realize, hey, this is good, it works, and you keep doing it. That every tradition starts somewhere.
Yeah. And oh my gosh, the first time I messaged Meat too, I was like nervous as hell because I was like, I didn't really reach out to other VTubers because like on YouTube it's weird, it's very different. Twitch, it's easier to talk to VTubers because you can raid them and then you have a reason to be like, oh dude, good stream, I got to see this.
Sort of circumstantial introduction.
Yeah, it's a good icebreaker in general, and YouTube it's a little bit harder. And so when I did message Meat for the first time, we just hit it off really well. And I guess the best way to describe it is when we DM each other, it's literally all day, and there's never a good night and there's never a good morning. We're just always talking, and it's just like we'll get back to each other, it might be 3 hours later or 10 minutes later, it doesn't matter, but there's always a conversation going. And like I said, like we'll never say good night or anything because we're still talking.
Yeah. If that's not friendship, I don't know what is.
And like yeah, and like it's just like we just have this like mutual understanding that like when you step away, it's just chill. It's chill.
Yeah.
Like, and it's been like that since um we like started talking forever ago. Like it's just been it feels like one long conversation and it's still going.
Mm, Well, with that I now need to ask: is there a similarly crazy intro story for the origin of you and Rummy?
So Rummy, we have a mutual friend, and that's how we met. We met through our art mom, actually.
Okay, yeah, because you mentioned that you shared an art mom. I didn't realize that that was the point of introduction as well.
Yeah. She is a mutual friend. We didn't know each other. One of the first things Rummy and I talked about, she was telling me about this cool ass shit that she was doing, like laser tag stuff. And I started making jokes about it and making fun of the people that like she was like telling me about these laser tag people. And we just hit it off really well. Like it just first time introduction, we were talking about laser tag and we got really into it, and then like we just became like really good friends from it.
Gosh, I have not done laser tag in a long time. I wish there were more laser tag places. Laser tag's fun.
Yeah, I don't even know if they are a thing aside from outside of like I don't know, like a Dave and Buster's. I don't even know if they have it. I don't know. I don't think that they're
Yeah.
really a thing anymore.
Like there was one place about 30 minutes from where I grew up, and that it was not a super common, but there was a good number of friends' birthday parties that would be there. So I went to this one place, and I don't know if there was ever any others near where I grew up, but even then they were few and far between, and by now I'm sure even less common. But sort of institutions of days gone by between laser tag, roller rinks, and just those sorts of things. Those are really fun.
Yeah. I wanted to do roller derby really bad.
Mm,
But I don't have insurance, so that's not a good idea.
oh yeah, yep. I have a couple friends who do roller derby. It is a full contact sport
God,
at
I
high
wanna do that.
speeds.
Mhm. Sounds like fun.
Mm, trying to think now. Is there a way that you could do like a roller derby or a roller rink based, just chatting stream? I don't know what angle that would take, or
Oh.
what that would entail. But that's one of those things that strikes me as all right. That's very unique. It's very different. I've never seen
Yeah.
anybody do anything with that, so I don't know how it would be done. But
Yeah.
free idea right there. If you can figure out how to unlock the potential.
Meat just said, "Oh my god, I bet we could do something in VR." Oh my god, Meat, let's look into it. That is so smart. Thank you for that idea too. Holy crap, that's a really great idea.
Well, that'd be fun.
Mm,
Definitely looking forward to that. I hope that you two are able to figure something out on that front.
yeah. Oh gosh, VR is coming. There's like a slight problem with like my VR model, so Rails trying to like fix it, but I'm itching to get in there. I'm ready. I'm ready to go. So as soon as that
Mhm.
model's ready, I'm ready to go hard in the VR.
Yeah. That's one of the things of as a lot of VTubers, like you mentioned, that late 2020, early 2021 was the really big VTuber boom, and it felt like there
Mhm.
was, like you said, a ton of debuts happening
Yeah.
every day. And even now that debuts certainly haven't stopped, but things have
It slowed down
stabilized
a
a little,
lot,
a
a
fair
lot.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah, because like you said, like I was so overwhelmed because I was trying to like watch all the new people. I was like, oh, this one looks cool. And you had to really pick and choose
Yeah.
what they'd use to watch because there'd be so
Mhm.
much overlap. And when it first started out, like especially like around like November, December
Yeah, because
2020.
it was right off the wave of Hololive EN Generation 1
Yeah.
that really catalyzed things that obviously, VTubers had been a thing beforehand, and it had been a thing on Twitch. But
Mhm.
uh, I very much point to the debut of Holo EN as sort of a turning point and catalyst for the
Mhm.
community at large.
Yeah, I think that that's what really made it go kaboom. Which is funny because Rummy and I had been working on our stuff for like 6 months at that point, and then Hollow Live came out, and I was
Oh, so
really
you
worried.
were already prepped. You were in the right place at
Yeah,
the right time.
well, because we were waiting for like art from the art mom, and our the rig artist had to like it takes time to do this stuff. And then I saw Gura, and I was like, oh no, are people gonna think I like ripped the hoodie off? Because I didn't. I swear I didn't. I was really worried people are gonna think that because it has like a similar shape a little bit, but
Eh,
like I swear it came
I
first.
think
It's
that
so weird.
a hoodie is a generic enough
Yeah,
article
yeah,
of
yeah, yeah.
clothing that it would be
Yeah.
pretty far-reaching to say, oh, anyone who has a hoodie in their model is ripping off of Gura. And yours is a
Well,
different type.
I was
That
worried
yours is
because
it's a zip up. That hers isn't it. It's just the one with the bike design on the side. That yours is more of a jacket.
oh yeah, yeah. Well, I was just worried at first. It's only because I didn't know what to expect. We weren't debuted yet either, so I was just like, oh no, people are gonna think,
Mm,
and like no one gave me any kind of anything about it anyway, because like you said, it's different enough and stuff. And like, I was just like, because I wish we had like debuted just ever so slightly sooner to that, but at the same time, I'm glad
Oh
we
no,
did
I
when we
think
did.
actually
So.
being right after is the best time because whole live basically, spiking the stock market, as it were, getting more
Mm,
eyes on VTubers. That if I feel like the sooner you debuted after Hololive,
mhm.
the better odds you have of just in terms of biggest number of eyeballs on VTubers to number of VTubers had debuted because, like you said, then come November, December, January, that was when you had a lot of the debuts because
Mhm.
a bunch of people, I imagine, started that process shortly after the Holy End debut. But since you were already, you know, in the preparation process, just waiting on art, that you actually sort of just had the right timing, even if it wasn't necessarily planned.
Oh, it was totally unintentional. It was just literally like, okay, we have to wait a little bit longer. Oh, Remy's model's done. Okay, then we gotta get like it was just literally letting stuff fall into place and getting stuff done.
Mm,
But I mean, it was a very exciting time though too, because I was excited about Hololive, and God, I stayed up so late to watch everything, and like to consume everybody's stuff, especially when it first came out. I was like watching what everybody was doing too. Like
mhm.
I was really into it.
Yeah, very
But
cool
yeah,
time.
mhm, mhm. It was. I
That's
mean, like I don't regret the debut date or anything. I'm glad we did what we did, and I'm glad we actually started on YouTube too, because I felt like I ironed out a lot of kinks and stuff that I had streaming wise, and feeling comfortable too. I didn't really feel comfortable with streaming until I moved to Twitch. And by then, I did it enough times that I was way more comfortable. And now it's like,
mm,
oh, this is like, no, this is
yeah.
like sleeping, like it's very different. So I'm glad that I did all the beginner cut your teeth, I think they say cut your teeth
Yeah.
stuff on YouTube, because it was like smaller viewership and less chances for discoverability, which is good because it let me refine stuff. And now that I'm on Twitch and you get raids and you can be like properly greet people and stuff, like, oh, I can't imagine starting on Twitch. I feel like that would have been very nerve wracking, because just thinking about getting a big raid and you're still like new to it, that would scare me.
Mm. Was there a particular moment or motivation of, all right, I definitely know I'm gonna switch from YouTube to Twitch?
So we were trying to monetize the YouTube channel, and we were like, we're getting close, and we were getting closer and closer to hitting the 1,000, and so I was like, Rummy, we should maybe, just in case, try Twitch just to know for sure before we really pour everything into the YouTube channel and see how we do, and see how Twitch treats us, and then because once you. I had it backwards. I thought it was you couldn't duo stream if you had partner on YouTube, but it's actually you can't
It's
duo
Twitch.
stream for Twitch, yeah. But I had it backwards, but it's okay. It caused us to move to Twitch. So Rummy's like, yeah, let's give it a shot. So we tried it, and within like the first 2-3 streams, we already had a higher concurrent views over on Twitch, and we were worried. The thing we were worried about though was losing people who were with us on YouTube, and that was our
Mhm.
biggest concern. And we're like, if we lose people, we're gonna not do this. That was like one of our things. But everyone followed us because everybody was already on Twitch because we're dumb. They're already watching people on Twitch. But here we thought, like, we're like, well, they're used to a YouTube audience, but like, if anything, we're being bigger pains in the asses by making them go to YouTube.
Mhm.
But yeah, when we moved to Twitch, we started to see, because YouTube, we were getting growth. It was growth, and it was definitely like a slower ladder. But Twitch, we just saw like immediate growth and just easier networking with people. Like I said, it's easier to talk to a VTuber and chat them up in their chat. If you just raided into them, you don't have to be as intimidated. Because like I lurk a lot of streams too, like where I feel like too intimidated to talk. It's but it's easier to reach out, and you feel a little more justified in your head and be like, "Oh, hi, how are you?" You know, like,
Yeah,
"I'm
yeah.
sorry to interrupt your stream." Um, yeah. But, I do like things about YouTube still, but, Twitch is just overall the better streaming platform, period. There's just so much more over here.
Yeah, it's a pretty frequent topic of conversation, and I find it really interesting, mostly from an academic standpoint, that I knew pretty quickly I wanted to be on Twitch, mostly because uh, I like the format. That's where I watch most folks that aren't in whole live. There are a couple of VTubers that I watch over on YouTube, but not nearly as many.
Mhm.
And one, the emotes are just so much better here.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
The points, and since I ended up choosing to not take affiliates, so I can actually have points on my channel, and that ended up not being a thing. But also that the chat delay on YouTube is significantly longer
It is
than
bad.
Twitch.
It was like 30 seconds. It was
It's
bad.
it's
Mhm.
rough. That
It is rough. It is, especially if you do a just chatting stream.
yeah, for
Oh,
someone
boy.
who does your style of content, that just becomes a weight.
Mhm. Yeah, it was rough. One of the reasons why I didn't want to do Twitch is I didn't like redeems. I still kind of don't like redeems. There's certain redeems I do like. I like the ones where you can be playful with them and stuff.
Mhm.
But like I hate hydrate. I hate being told to hydrate. I hate the
Mm.
stretch. I hate that. I'm like I can do it if I want. I don't like to be told what to do. So I
I think I
hated it.
mentally knew you didn't have those redeems, but it never really clicked
I
with
hate
me until
them.
now.
Yeah,
Because I sort of assume everyone does, and they just sort of blend into the background. I always look for the more unique ones. But
yeah. And
now that you say, no, you don't have those redeems.
I hate them. I don't need to be told what to do. I hate it. I'm like, yeah, you're disrupting what I'm saying, so I can drink water. No, I'm kidding. I know it's with good intention and stuff, but I actually I do hate them. So I disabled them on my channel, but I didn't realize you could do that. And I don't know if you know Rippy. She's like this cute little pink alien. She was the one who DM'd me because I was like my whole like, well, I don't like Twitch because they do this, and Rippy's like, you can shut them off. And I was like, seriously?
This changes everything.
Basically, when I found out you didn't have to have redeems, period, I was like, whoa, well, now we're talking. Now we're playing with fire. But yeah, no, I fucking hate redeems. But not all of them. Some are fine. I like the ones that I have that like where chat can antagonize and stuff. I have fun with those. Those are
Mhm.
those are more fun. But I
Yeah.
like it's stretch. I'm just like, get out of here with that. Jeez.
Mhm. Well, I know you actually have another stream tonight. So
Mhm.
we're going to start wrapping up before too long. That I get
Sounds
the
good.
feeling we could go a while longer. That
Mhm.
this has been so much fun for me. I hope
Yeah,
you've had a
thank
good
you.
time too.
I
Um,
have. Thank you so much for inviting me. This was a really great opportunity to get to shoot the shit with you.
the pleasure's all mine. Like I said, I definitely think that I can usually feel all right. How much longer can we keep the show going and keep it fun? Like we
Mhm.
went through most of the things that we discussed when we chatted the other day of ideas, and for the past 30 minutes or so, have just been riffing. And I
Mhm.
feel like we could keep going there. But
Oh, easily, yeah. Mhm.
what is the stream that you have later tonight that people should be tuning in for?
Yeah, so we're gonna be playing Michael Jackson's Moonwalker for Genesis, and I like to when I do play games, I do like to play kind of like older-ish games, and I mean this is like a meme game you've seen like everywhere, and so I'm excited to try it. The sound card is pretty cool in it, and the animations are pretty sick, so I'm looking forward to it. I think honestly, you know how Coqui stream goes, it's like 50% bullshitting and talking, and then like a little bit of gameplay, and like we never beat the game, and that's what's gonna happen tonight. I'm bracing you guys. I'm not gonna be able to beat this game tonight. I'm letting you know, but we're gonna fuck around in it, and that's that's what's important. Yeah, we're playing Moonwalker tonight.
So the last two questions I ask all my guests. First off, do you have any goals for the end of the year? That we're about halfway through 2022 right now. Is there anything that you're hoping to accomplish, whether it be, metrics based of, such and such number of followers or concurrent viewers, or something a bit more project based of, I want to do a certain type of stream that I've never done before? And obviously, I'm
Hmm.
guessing that one of the big goals right now, top of mind, is going to be that charity stream on Monday. But
Yeah.
that one aside, do you have any other big goals in mind for the end of the year?
So I think metric goals are bullshit, and I don't think that that should ever be anybody's goal. I don't think metrics. You're not in charge of metrics. I think that you get what you get, and always be happy for what you have. And I think that being like, I'm gonna have 10K by the end of the year. Like when I was playing that, the needy streamer girlfriend game or
Oh
whatever.
yeah, needy streamer overload.
Yeah, she was like, yeah, I'm gonna have 1 million followers by the end of the year. I was like, good luck with that.
Only in a video game.
Yeah, exactly. And she was like complaining she had like 100 people watching. I was like, oh my god, this jerk. Like, so I don't have any metric goals. It's not something I'm in control of, and not something I care about. What I care about is having fun with chat and having fun with like Rummy and Meat, and making you guys laugh is the goal. I walk away from stream if I feel like I made people laugh a lot, that I walk away feeling really good. So that's always the goal. For long-term goals, I guess just like keep coming up with like more of the unique stuff, like how you saw the torture stream, and like we're gonna be doing the Antiques Roadshow. I want to eventually be able to do one of those a week where it's some kind of, or at least one every other week where it's like a lot of effort for like assets and background stuff. And having fun with that, and then just the rest of the schedules, like filler stuff, like fun stuff, like the Pokemon on Ice thing, or me talking about the Fiji mermaid for 3 hours, like but yeah, I want to do like one a more high effort stream a week eventually, and that's what I'd like to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very good goal indeed.
Mhm.
And that metrics are such an interesting thing, because
Mhm.
some folks are able to have a very good relationship with their metrics. Other people know that they shouldn't mess with their metrics because that they sometimes overemphasize them. They know, all right, I should just not even look at them. And then
Mhm.
some are just like, I can't influence them, so I'm not even gonna bother really having that as a
Yeah,
factor.
it's not even a factor, because like I'm gonna put on the same uh the same amount of effort if I had 3 people watching versus
Yeah.
X amount of people. There's the numbers they really don't matter. Just have fun, and your people will find you. That's
Mhm.
the best thing.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I think that more than any strategy, that there's ways that you can slightly influence your numbers, but at the end of the day, if you are having a good time, that's going to positively
Yeah.
influence your numbers.
Right.
And that's going to be how you really not only have the success number wise, but also just, personal success. Because if you're not having fun, what are you doing this for?
Yeah, exactly. It's just having fun with streams and not stressing about like tech stuff, or the numbers, like or like growing, like all that stuff is like a bore. I want to just kind of get out there and laugh with my chat, and that's the thing that like makes it so much fun, and the spending time with them, and riffing, and that, because they're honestly, my chat is so fucking funny. They make me laugh a lot, and it's such a good relationship I have with them, and that's what I'm in it for, is the chat.
Mhm. Also, I'm probably going to butcher this name, Cyril Bait Yesil Mejor. I'm guessing, I'm not sure, but thank you for the follow. And the last question, it's when I ask all my guests, what does being a VTuber mean to you? And that's not what is the definition of a VTuber, but to you, Coqui, what does being a VTuber mean to you? I've had some people take very clinical approaches of, it is a tool in my toolbox as a content creator. It's a mask that I wear to put on an act. Others have very personal connections and say it lets me get in touch with my inner child, or it lets me be someone that I can't be in real life, and everything in between and beyond is valid. But I feel like everyone has their own reasons and feelings toward being a VTuber. So to you, Coqui, what does being a VTuber mean to you?
Okay, I'm always bad with like words, so I apologize as I stumble through, sounding all smart with this one. But I just like going back to what I said. I really love hanging out with the Coqui nuts a lot, and riffing with them, and it's kind of like VTubing to me is, you guys get the lazy boy. I saved it special for you guys to come hang out with me, and it's just a really great way to like laugh and stuff like that. Like, 'cause to me, having fun and laughing is one of the best things ever, and that's what I like to do a lot. So that's why I choose the content I choose, or I'll pick on somebody for something in chat, and like we'll go back and forth. We'll have banter and stuff like that. We have fun with that. But it's hard to see what it is to me exactly, but I know what I like. Like I know I love. Yeah, okay, earmuffs for the Coqui nuts in there, but I love my chat, and that's that's all it comes down to. I have so much fun with them, so it's just they're they're my a pet anoles. They're my pet, so VTubing is collecting anoles to me. That's what it is.
Mm. Awesome. I always ask that question, and I always ask it at the end of the show because I feel like it sort of puts a bow on everything because everyone's answer is different, but I feel that everyone's answer always makes sense for them. And obviously, you mentioned making people want to laugh, that we talked a fair bit about comedy and just that comedy is something you enjoy
Yeah.
consuming, it's something that you enjoy doing.
Yeah,
And that
there's so
it's
much shit you could put out in the world. You could put so much stuff out in the world. So like, why not just have a good time? That's all. It's
Mhm.
all I want to do is have a good time.
Yeah. Well, we're going to be getting ready to raid Rummy because I'm assuming
Yeah.
she is still streaming. If you could check on that
Yeah, let me go
for
check
me,
on that really
just
quick.
make sure. But as we do that, folks, thank you all so much for tuning in. I have a show usually once per week, sometimes a bit more. Actually, my last show was 4 days ago, so it's a shorter turnaround time for me. But if you are interested in seeing more VTuber Talk, you can follow me here on Twitch or on Twitter. Once again, just /VTuber Talk. But even if you don't follow me, be sure to follow Coqui if for some reason you aren't already. Her links are right there at the bottom of the screen, but I'll also be sure to shout her out one more time here. Also,
Thank you.
Also for Neat.
Yeah.
I won't bother. Oh, that didn't work. Maybe it was.
Oh, there's sometimes a delay.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, they make you wait like 20 seconds or something.
Yeah. And instead of bothering to shout out Rummy, we're just going to be raiding into her.
Yeah,
So,
and go hit that follow, and you
Yes.
read in there if you're not already following her.
Absolutely. So be sure to follow me, follow Coqui, keep up with them. That definitely going to be tuning in for Pokemon live viewing tomorrow. That's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm
But again,
excited. Yeah.
yeah. Thank you again, Coqui, for being here. Thank you again, everyone in the chat, for tuning in. It's been a very nice chat today. Just, seeing the Stoop Kids around is always fun. That obviously, I've been in Coqui's streams a fair bit myself. I don't invite people on my show unless I know their content and have been in their chat. So I knew what I was getting into with the Stoop Kids, and you all did not disappoint. So thank you all for stopping by tonight. And if you're watching the YouTube release right now, thank you for getting to the end of the YouTube video.
Special shout out for you guys. For you.
Yeah, shout out to YouTube. Generic, hit the subscribe button. Yeah, I know how to push content. Woo. But actually, you can also decide the raid message, Coqui.
Oh, let's just, you know what? Just congrats on 3K, boss. Like, congrats on she's celebrating her 3K right now. She's been blowing through the milestones, and I'm so proud of her. I'm so happy for her. And yeah, we're gonna support the boss. If you have Remy's emotes, you could use this one. If not, you could use a bear or something, or anything that's just exciting and moves. Yeah.
Also, thank you, Heflito Obambino and Monochrome's ONG for the follows. Yeah, there we go. Congrats on 3K. So we'll be going to the outro screen, but then sending you all Rummy's way. So enjoy Rummy's stream. Be sure to tune in for Coqui again later tonight. That a busy day. Going to be taking the frogs for a walk, I think.
Yeah. I'm gonna go finish eating dinner and take the frogs for a quick walk, and yeah, and then after Rummy's done, I'm gonna hop on and we're gonna hang out for the rest of the night.
Was hop meant to be a pun there?
Oh, I didn't. No, but oops.
Ta-da!
Good find.
Well, once again, Coqui, thank you. This has been so much fun. Thank you to everyone in the chat. I'm Jay. This is VTuber Talk. I have another show next week. Hope to see you there. But until then, have a great rest of your evening, and I will see you all next time.
Bye.